Hey, happy solstice. I'm eating some really, really nourishing food right now. It's prepared by one of nature's best chefs, nature's chef, Kral. You can really taste the energy in the food. It's been a really good healing transition for me the last few days, getting to eat his food. And I want to share about an experience I had over the last few days in the hopes of making a bit of a bridge between the kind of disconnect, busy city world and the rewilding world that a lot of people kind of closer to nature are starting to tap into, or have been for ever. And specifically around the taboos around food, like how we've gotten used to basically just thinking, fruit has to be a certain color and should be a certain shape and size, and that's what we've become comfortable with in the grocery stores. I, of all people, especially am one of these people because I have so many funny little food blogs and silly, like childish feelings and emotions that come up around food. So I've definitely been like subject to, I guess, being a little bit damaged just by being around certain foods. And I have a really hard time eating really, really healthy, nurturing foods. So one thing I learned in the last few days is that there are so many different colors of fruit. Like, there's rainbow carrots, there's all sorts of different colored carrots. I think there's a rainbow carrot in here. Hold on, let me find it. I may have just eaten it. So it's like multicolored carrot, and this is it here. This is like a different colored carrot. There's different colored roots and bananas and everything, and a lot of it has been diminished and disappeared because we pick, only certain seeds, the ones that are the most sellable on a shelf, and it's mass produced and mass grown and not the healthiest ways. And we've lost and are losing so many of the colors that exist out in nature and foods. Like, there's white carrots. Yeah. And then another thing that I want to talk about is roadkill. When animals hit and the taboo around it. And I remember when I was younger, I actually had this like kind of joke poster. I don't know if I hung it in my bedroom. It would have been weird if I hung it, but it was like Roadkill Cafe, and it had this menu of like skunk and deer and moose and like this. It was a joke, right? And it had like a $2 price as if it was like some hillbilly restaurant serving roadkill. And I remember thinking back and being like, ew, roadkill, so gross. And like there's this taboo around like roadkill, as if it's like gone bad, stinky, flies, whatever. But like really, animals are being hit off the side of the road, and then they're just kind of being thrown into either like, the garbage by authorities, or not really being put back to the land. So when I got here where I am, I've been here for the last few days on Tom's property, they had picked up a beautiful deer who had his life taken by a car, and he had been hit kind of in the head, I guess, and he was otherwise in pretty good shape, like aesthetically. And I was a little uncomfortable with the situation, but like really excited that it was being honored properly. And a class of, I guess, 10 people or so actually came and witnessed them kind of, taking it apart and honoring it and doing the steps to check if it's like edible and if its gut had done a certain thing and all this stuff. And they were talking about how like you know, most people think, ew, roadkill, like what do you mean you're eating roadkill? It's probably all toxic or so got some disease or something. But really, the food that has the most disease is the ones that have, you know, animals stuck in little cages with no life. So who knows what they're eating. And so actually it's like probably the cleanest, most amazing thing you could eat is, you know, something that's died. And if it's died at the hand of man by accident, especially like not even to be used, like it's really important. So I'm not saying go eat roadkill, but I just want to say, just this message is more like to share that it's not weird and it's not gross, and we just need to like honor and love that there are people in the world who are like rewilding and doing their best to kind of keep part of the cycle, you know, the way it used to be. This is really cool. So I personally have one of my totem animals is deer. So I've been getting a few different messages over the last few days about this, like deer has been kind of, you know, around here. And yeah, it's really awesome. I personally didn't really want to eat too much of it just because I've heard that, you know, it's kind of important to not eat your totem. And for anyone else who knows what their totem animals are, like for instance, I've heard if you have dolphin as a totem, you're not supposed to really eat canned tuna because sometimes dolphins get caught in the process, and so there might be little bits of dolphin and tuna and stuff like this. So what I felt called to do though is to eat a part of its heart in a really like ceremonial way. And anyone who knows me and knows how like much of a baby I am around food, you can probably imagine how like big of a step that was for me to eat a deer's heart. But so I took a little piece and I went into this beautiful garden that was surrounded by hummingbirds everywhere around me, and the moon was out, but it was also still like daylight, and did this really beautiful ceremony taking this deer's beautiful energy and gifts into me. And what I'm really excited about on my personal journey is that I'm pretty sure that signified, actually this whole like last few days signified kind of the end of my Saturn return, which I've been going through, because everyone goes through when you're 28 and 29. For those of you who don't know, Saturn has done one full like cycle in your lifetime, and basically just a whole bunch of stuff changes, or there's no not changing what wants to change. Like you are going to move or expand or have a baby or have a breakup or something big, career shift, like something that wants to change will change during your Saturn return. And so I've been kind of discombobulated, just kind of moved to the West Coast just over a month ago from Ontario, and have been having a little bit of a struggle like grounding here and really feeling like here. So I think that deer's gifts is that. So yeah, I'm feeling a lot more here. And I just thought I should make this little video just to bring awareness to something happening here right now. Nothing necessarily to take from it other than that life is so freaking beautiful and amazing. And it's all about what you choose to focus on. Focus on love and beauty, and that will come back to you tenfold. And there's always been something scary going on in some part of the world since the beginning of time. But if we focus on the beauty, we enhance it and charge it up, and it can help grow. So it's more important now than ever to like just love the wonderful things that are going on, even if they're just inside of you. Love the fact that you feel enthusiastic today, or powerful today, or lazy today, have a nap, whatever it is. Just like love you. And if you ever feel overwhelmed that you can't help the world or help the rest of the world, all you have to do is work on you. Make you the most shining, brightest star you can be, and that energy is going to reverberate and help the earth do her thing. Yeah. Happy solstice.